What up, Laker family? It's your boy DTLF back with another post-game recap. As finally we get a positive post-game, guys. The Lakers defeating the Portland Trail Blazers handily, 107-98, in which we took control with, with the exception of a little bit in the first quarter and to start the third quarter. But after that, it was all smooth sailing and exciting that we get to go into the break with a dub, and even more exciting that D'Angelo Russell and Anthony Davis led us into this victory, man. Big games from both players. Anthony Davis, 30 points, 11 rebounds, 5 blocks, 2 steals, and an assist. And then Rui Hachimura also chipped in with 23 points, 4 steals, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, looking great, man. Plus 31 on the plus minus, so he definitely was one of the better players. And then D'Lo off the bench, 28 points, 14 assists, 5 rebounds, and only 2 turnovers. So really great game by all of those guys, man. So again, we head off into the break with a victory. It feels good, much better than with a loss, man. We could really we couldn't afford to get another loss, man, right before the holidays as well. So let's go ahead and give them a round of applause for that. And again, it's not like the Portland Trailblazers are like a super great team or anything like that. However, still a young team. No LeBron James tonight, no problem. The ball moved exceptionally well tonight for the Lakers without LeBron. I thought, like I predicted pregame, it would, because again, when stars hold the ball, it definitely takes us out of stuff. We did have 25 assists in total. We only turned the ball over 11 times, so that's good. Anything over our average is always good, man. But just again, we now get a very well time to rest, a couple of days off, and it's just going to be, I think it's a good thing for the Lakers. LeBron didn't have to play today. I was kind of glad about the decision, not because he didn't play good the last game, but because he's been laboring a lot. And it feels like we needed some time off for LeBron. But hey, super chat.
Oh my God. Wow.
Cisco Lee, appreciate you, man. He said, time to bring in LeBron off the bench. That's interesting you mentioned that, man, because you know what? A lot of people have said LeBron off the bench, and I was opposed to this idea. But after watching the way that the Lakers move the ball today without him, I think maybe, but that'll never happen. In reality, LeBron will probably never come off the bench in his career unless he requested it himself, which I doubt he will, right? But all in all, this team right here, man, I'm not going to make too much of this victory other than it was much needed, and we're doing really well at home. We now improved to 8-3 on the season with this victory, but it was Portland, okay? Portland doesn't really have any superstars. They have a bunch of young players who haven't established themselves yet, and so we can only take this W with a grain of salt. However, it's still a victory, guys. At the end of the day, they could have snuck up on us and beat us. This could have been a trap game. This could have been one of those games where we're really disappointed even more than we already were in the Atlanta Hawks game. And, it's come to the point where we'll take anything we can get. The West is tough. Even the other night, like I mentioned pregame, even the Denver Nuggets lost to the Washington Wizards, who had lost 16 straight. So even the Wizards broke their dry spell on the Nuggets, which tells you how competitive the league has become this year in particular, right? So, again, it just we'll take a win how we can get it. The fact that D'Lo stepped up and had a great game, I'm like, you know what? Well, maybe maybe it'll help his trade value a little bit. Right before the trade deadline, before December 15th starts. So that's really good. T Money, appreciate you, my guy. He said the problem is LeBron James need a phone call. Yes, 300 likes and the phone call, the lines will be on, because I usually only do a phone call Fridays just to mix things up and to read a lot of these comments today and everything. But yes, appreciate you, bro. Thanks for super chat. Phone call Friday is not today. However, 300 likes. If you guys hit the like button, we will definitely activate the phone calls for sure. Look, people already asking me, DMing me, how you feel about D'Lo now. The same. I feel the same about D'Lo, and it's just like I feel about Rui. It's that you can't count on these guys always. Tonight they showed up great. They both had phenomenal games, but will they do this again against good teams? Will they do it against other teams, right? And I'll say this, in credit to D'Angelo Russell, he's been playing a lot better off the bench lately. After he was benched which is part of the reason I didn't agree with JJ Redick putting him back into the starting lineup the other night. But he's been playing a lot better after being benched. So I will give him credit for that. However, I still don't think his heart is fully into it. Matter of fact, today he had a tweet that he said, control only what you can control. So unless he already caught wind that he's involved in a trade package that might happen around December 15th, I still don't think he's happy about coming off the bench. So yeah, he wants to obviously get his starting role back, but I think if anything, it'll help get him traded. When other teams around the league see what he can still do, they might go ahead and take a swig on a 1-year rental expiring contract. But today he was sensational. You can't take that away from him. He was 9 for 17 from the field. He was 5 for 10 from beyond the arc. He had 14 assists to only 2 turnovers. That was really efficient. And he had the second best plus minus on the team, which was plus 29. So whenever he was on the court, the Lakers were a plus 29. So again, we all know what D'Angelo Russell's capable of from time to time. The only problem we have with him is he doesn't do this all the time, right? And for being the second overall draft pick and getting paid $18 million a year, his production still isn't adding up in spite of this game. So my feelings about him and Rui are the same. They both can be traded if the right package comes along, for sure. Let's see. Allergia TD says, how do you feel about trading for Marcus Smart or Matisse Thybulle? I really have liked Marcus Smart for years, and I think I think Marcus Smart, if he ever did become available, I think the Lakers should be a primary trade destination. It would be perfect. Perimeter defense is just better. For example, tonight we started Gabe and Max Christie. And while those players really didn't have like big offensive nights, defensively they had some pretty decent nights, right? Max Christie and Gabe Vincent. For example, Gabe Vincent has been playing some phenomenal defense lately. He had 3 steals tonight. He only had 3 points. However, he was a plus 16 when he was on the court. And Max Christie didn't have the best game, but again, just having his presence out there defensively helps the team a little bit. He needs to improve a lot in his decision-making and his confidence. He needs to get that back. So, again, they're going to have I think the next game is on Friday. So they're going to have about 4 days to rest. And I think it's much needed, especially for the older guys like LeBron and AD. They can really use it. But we'll take a win, Hanson. We'll take it. Heading off into the holidays, fam. Very happy. Yeah, man. I mean, there's not too much to say here tonight other than hopefully you guys have a wonderful holidays, guys. The Lakers have now improved to 13-11, which puts us 2 games over 500. So that's something for sure. And let me see if I pull up the standings here. I'll be interested to see if we moved up a little bit or not. But all in all, this team still has a lot left to be desired. We're gonna enjoy tonight's victory, and we're gonna, head with some positivity into the little break, the little in-season tournament. I will be covering in-season tournament games on playback, and I might do a recap here and there on some of the games that are interesting. For sure, especially the Knicks win. Like, I'm rooting for the Knicks to win the whole in-season tournament. That'll be exciting for sure. But with this win, the Lakers actually moved up a couple of slots. We leapfrogged Phoenix Suns and the Minnesota Timberwolves for the time being. So we now improved to 13-11, and it's good enough for the 8th seed. We're still a game behind the Denver Nuggets, and on top of that, they would own any tiebreakers they beat us in the season, right? That's right, TW Money. That's right. We are Laker fans first and foremost. Absolutely. Next game is Friday. Yeah. So we have a lot of time, right? Let's see. Brenda says, y'all act like D'Lo wasn't doing this last year. They're not going to the finals. Wait, what? D'Lo wasn't doing this last year. Matter of fact, last year, D'Angelo Russell was having a good year during the regular season, but I'm talking about the playoffs. We need a player we can count on in the playoffs, and that hasn't been D'Angelo Russell. So his little regular season spurts where he goes off like this, we saw it last season, but during the regular season only. I need a player that could show me this in the postseason, right? Players that can show me this in the postseason are the ones I want consistently, right? What a surprise we are next to Denver in the play-in. Well, it doesn't really matter where we're at right now, Rodell, because at the end of the day, what really matters is where we're at by the end of March, right? Right now, we're going to be jockeying for position. I told you guys, this season right now doesn't feel like we're going to get very far. However, I said if the Lakers string together a couple of wins, that could change everything. It could help us in the trade market, because it won't make us look so desperate. It obviously would help us in the standings. It could help with the confidence. The thing that worries me the most about this team is that we never know what version of this team is going to show up. Tonight, we got a good version. Although I'm still concerned about third quarters. Those first 5 minutes in the third quarter, we completely let Portland back in the game after holding a 14-point lead at the half or 13-point lead at the half. Right? So, but there were some really good takeaways from tonight's matchup. I thought the Lakers were able to hold them to, what was the final score? Well, I wouldn't even say hold them because it's Portland, but we were able to contain them to under 100 points. That's decent. I thought the ball movement was a little bit better tonight than it is usually when LeBron is on. That's good. Quincy Oliveri played, and I actually was impressed with his minutes. He only made one shot. I think he was like 1 for 3. But he picks up full court, which I love. I love his intensity, his energy, his high motor. I love that. Another one that has a high motor that I really like is what's his name? Armel Traore, the power forward. So he's been getting some consistent minutes lately. So the Lakers must like what they see in him, for surely. And again, there was a couple of good takeaways. The bad news is it is the Portland Trail Blazers who had also lost 3 in a row. Now with this loss is 4 in a row. And they're in the 13th seed for a reason. They're not a great team. They're down there with Utah and with New Orleans. Surprisingly, the Pelicans have the worst record in the West right now. So yeah, there is that. And then in the East Coast is Washington. Washington has the worst record. So between New Orleans and Washington, they're both kind of fighting to see who's going to get the worst record this season. And they're racing for that Cooper Flag pick, but that's neither here or there. The Lakers got to focus on just getting better, man. Tonight, I think we saw more of the system that is JJ Redick's system. Without LeBron James, the ball moved a little bit more, so that's definitely what JJ wants to do. He wants our defense to lead into offense. We did that tonight. Again, it would have been a lot more impressive had we got this win against like either Denver or Minnesota or Phoenix or a team like that. But all in all, again, we will take a win whenever we can get it. I'll take a couple comments, questions, see what you guys got to say about tonight's victory. Team Money says, I don't think Gabe should get minutes. No one even guard him, and he can't score. Well, he's out there for defensive purposes only. However, I do believe his minutes will go down once Austin Reeves comes back. Remember, he was our starting point guard, and I expect him to go back to that role, just the same way that Rui Hachimura went back to his starting role when he came back from the injury. But one thing that really does concern me is the confidence of Dalton Connect, because Dalton Connect has not really had a good game since he came back from being benched, and he's been submitted into the starting lineup. Actually, I'm lying. The last game was decent when we lost to the Hawks. He had a 14-point game, but he hasn't had one of them offensive explosions that we've been waiting for. Tonight, he was 3 for 9, 0 for 3 from beyond the arc, 6 points. I think this was my biggest fear. He did have 8 rebounds. I give him credit there, and 1 steal. He's got to get better defensively. But my biggest concern about Dalton is I feel like after he got benched, he lost a little bit of confidence, and he will get it back. He's a rookie. So he will definitely get that confidence back eventually. But right now, like, he's been struggling from the field. A lot of those open threes he was making during that stint when he started, man, was very impressive. And it's unfortunate he hasn't been making those. I expect him to eventually start knocking those down again. But he's been taking a lot less shots. He took less than 10 shots. He said Connect defensively is shaky. Yeah, but remember, he's a rookie. Rookies tend to get targeted, especially white rookies. White rookies tend to get targeted on the defensive end, and he'll eventually learn, how to slide his feet, how to prepare, how to try to like force opponents to their weak hand, and how to keep them out of their sweet spots. Because right now, when an NBA player gets to the sweet spot, he's going to finish 9 times out of 10. So your job as a player is to do the scouting research and see in which direction said player wants to go and take the strengths away. He's a man. That Orlando and Atlanta game were almost wins. Sheesh, we could have been in a better spot. I know, Prince, but a lot of these wins are going to get to us, man. A lot of these wins are going to get to us, and we're just going to have to figure out how to execute better down the stretch. Those losses were due to lack of concentration and execution. And both of those losses, you could really put those square, although it is a team sport, it's never really on one player. But in this case, AD missed free throws in one game, and in the other game, a turnover down the stretch. Both of those things costed us a game because if AD makes the free throws versus Orlando, they don't win, right? They don't win. We escaped that win narrowly. And if AD doesn't turn the ball over in overtime at the half court, and then which ended up being a jump ball and all that, in which they ended up getting possession and ended up with the lead, they don't win that game either. So any rumors about trades? I hope we keep the core intact. There is a lot of rumors, none. And I'll be doing videos throughout the week. I'm not gonna abandon you guys, even though there's no Laker basketball. I will be giving you guys little videos, trade scenario stuff like that, rumors. But the rumors I'm hearing right now are all premature. The real rumors will ramp up after December 15th, right? That's why I told you guys to take the Brandon Ingram trade rumors with a grain of salt. Now that he got hurt, we could put that in, behind us and move forward. I always knew Brandon Ingram was not really a possibility for the Lakers. It always feels like, and it's becoming a norm, that teams like to attach certain players to the Lakers just to boost up their trade value or whatever, or for negotiation tactics sometimes, right? So, yeah, anytime they attach their name to us, it's most likely not happening. Matter of fact, the trades that have happened haven't really been rumored a lot. So it's actually better that you don't hear the trades and rumors and then the trades just happen rather than you hear it in rumors, unless it's coming from a credible source. Like in the past, it used to be Woj, but now it's Shams, right? Those are the guys that if you hear rumors from them, like, oh, the Lakers have had extensive talks from blank or are in conversations with this team for this player, that player, then, we'll make live stream videos on that. All right, let's see. D Prince says, I would want Anthony Simons and Grant here, but contract-wise, it's a pipe dream. Yeah, some trades are going to be harder than others. Remember, we cannot bring back more salary than we're sending out because then we get hard cap. The second apron will be triggered, right? Let's see. Dan, you heard the Ken Whitmore situation? He's in the G League, and he gets no burn in Houston. I'm surprised because that kid shows a lot of potential, but maybe it's his personality. Remember, there was some concerns about his attitude and stuff like that. And, some people had him being injury prone, so I don't know. He said, DTLF, do you think there is internal drama over Bronny minutes or something? It looked far too long to get Quincy called up. Well, to be fair, Quincy was hurt for about a couple of weeks. He's finally healthy, and he got his opportunity, and he impressed me in his opportunity. He only hit 1 3, but it's the little things he does on the court. Now, he did have a turnover as well, but that's all going to happen when you put a bunch of players that don't usually play with each other out there. Stuff's going to happen, but his jump shot looks pure. I like the fact that he has good defensive potential as well. I can see there being a future there, but he's going to have to maximize any opportunities he gets in order to get the Lakers' attention, I guess, per se. Let's see here. If you understand things, you knew BI was a horrible player to want. He would have been a rental. Yeah, Mike, I always said that Brandon Ingram didn't fit here, right? I've been saying that. He's not a natural fit. We already tried that with LeBron, and it didn't work out. We missed the playoffs. Yeah, you can blame the, John what's his name? The guy who injured LeBron. Solomon Hill or whatever his name was. But the truth of the matter is we tried Brandon Ingram and LeBron, and it was hard to get them both going at the same time. They were both on-ball players, right? Brandon Ingram would have made a lot more sense if LeBron wasn't here. Let's see here. Princess, yeah, Dorian Finney-Smith, Kessler, and Sexton is my perfect dream scenario, but I will be happy if we get Jonas, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Schroeder. I'd be happy if we get 2 of those players you mentioned, man. Any of the 2. Or some of the other ones I've mentioned before in my trade videos. I will be doing more trade videos. Those seem to be a hit with you guys, so I will be dropping definitely more trade videos. I'll see if we can sneak in an Around the League episode on Thursday, and just I'll be giving you guys basketball content, as well as if you have not followed me over there on Playback, make sure to do so, because I will be covering some of those in-season tournament games, and I might even, like I said, do a post game here. But my plan is not to starve you guys with basketball content; it's to feed you guys, as I know since there's no Lakers, we're going to want to see more basketball content. Let's see. I saw an article saying Jordan Poole is a possibility. Would you take him if he comes with Jonas? Yeah, look. Jordan Poole has always had tons of potential. My only issue with him is he has attitude problems. That's the reason he got knocked out by Draymond. All right, he's a little too cocky. He's a little shit when it comes to being a human being. But as far as basketball talent, he has it. He just has to realize that he has to play the right way and know when to do the tween, crossover, take it to the hole or pull up. He has to know when to do that. If he's situational about it, he's got potential to be a good player in this league. However, right now, the way I see Jordan Poole is he's just a highlight maker. He likes to be on Sports Center for the highlights. The other night he went off against the Nuggets, so he does have a little fire in him, and sometimes that little spark can turn into he turns into a flamethrower. But all in all, I prefer Cam Thomas if he was healthy, if I'm being honest. David, man, if they ever have me, bro, which I doubt it, but if they ever had me over there, yeah, I would love to give it to Stephen A. Smith, man. Let him have a piece of my mind with some of the takes he'd be having over there. But remember, they have their own system over there, and whatever works for them works for them. I'm actually kind of nervous for TNT's Inside the NBA guys when they go to ESPN. I'm curious to see if Stephen A. is going to become a part of the crew. It could be entertaining, but it could also be distracting and kind of take away from the chemistry they have. What do you guys think? Chat. Once TNT hits ESPN, do you guys think it's a good or a horrible idea to include Stephen A. Smith with the TNT crew that's currently out there? Honestly, I don't know what to think. Yeah, I agree, Shando. As far as Jordan Poole, there's a reason that the championship chemistry that they had in Golden State got ruined, and he was part of the problem. It wasn't all Draymond. Yeah, Draymond could be an issue for sure, but Draymond was already there. That's why they traded Jordan Poole away. It's not because of his lack of talent. He has an ego that his skill set. He writes checks that his mouth can't cash, pretty much. So it's a big problem, right? Talent-wise, he's there. He is there. But all in all, man, I'm just glad the Lakers won tonight. That's all that matters, man. However we can get it, it's a tough Western Conference. We're 2 games over 500, guys. We're going into this little 5 days off break. Let me pull up the Lakers schedule here to see. Let's see what we got in store for us moving forward, because man, we have really struggled to beat good teams. All right. So Friday at 5 p.m. we play at Minnesota, so that's gonna be tough at Minnesota. And then Sunday we play versus the Grizzlies, right? So those are both back-to-back tough games coming right out of that break. So we're gonna need to be rested and ready. Then December 19th, the day before my birthday, we play the Kings. All I want for my birthday is for us to beat the Kings, because we know how the Kings have been doing us. And that one's on the road. We actually play them back-to-back on the road. Right? We play them December 19th and then December 21st, both on the road games. So, and then we come back home and play the Pistons, and then we got to go back on the road and play the Warriors. So our schedule is going to be really tough. And the Warriors game is on Christmas Day. Let's see. Dan, Lakers look like they're more free and loose without the pressure and fear of LeBron on the neck. Yeah, and that's to be expected, man. Anytime you pull out an older guy from your lineup, you're going to feel younger. You're going to be able to run. There's not going to be anything crazy, right? Yeah, Katrina knows. And by the way, I haven't done an episode of that, so I might do an episode of that real soon here. Lakers, yeah, good point. He's not my preferred guard anyway. I will get Sexton before him. Agreed with that. Or even Dennis only if he will play here, like how he plays with the Nets now. Dennis has really improved. I got to give Dennis props. I never thought he had it in him. He went from Call of Duty Dennis to gold medal Olympian winner for Germany. And ever since he won that medal, he's been a different player. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. Honestly, I don't know if he's going to perform the same way here, right? Because you guys know for a fact that when players show up here, sometimes we get a different version of them, right? Let's see. I hate Stephen A. and Skip Bayless equally. I don't hate either of them, to be honest. They have become icons in their industry and what they've done. I just don't watch them for substance. Like, if I want to learn something about basketball, I don't watch them because their opinions are very clickbaity, right? They don't give you I don't think they truly tell you how they feel. They tell you what they want you to hear. Meaning, they'll have a crazy take just to have people to click and to tune in. You know what I mean? That's how they get it. Yes, sir. Die Hard, get them likes up. If y'all definitely want to open up the phone lines, I'll do it. But let's see. Shando said, Dan, stop it. Dennis Smith is only balling on the Nets because he has touches. He's He's still too small not to be that good of a shooter and tunnel vision. Nah, Dennis has improved his game. Shando, you gotta really pay attention. He has improved his game. I'm not saying that he's gonna be the same 20 plus point per game scorer here because he's not with LeBron and AD. But defensively, he's a good guard. He always has been that, and offensively, he's gotten better. Dennis Schroeder, if he was a point guard here with the Lakers, I honestly think they would start him and bring Austin Reeves off the bench. I honestly think they would start him and bring AR off the bench. I just do. Oh, yeah, we got to get them likes up for real. Hit the like button, y'all. It's absolutely free, chat. He said, Portland lost by 40 to Utah. This means nothing, literally. A win is a win. That's all I'll say. A win is a win. We'll take it. You don't see me clapping my hands, celebrating, or waving the flags. Lakers going to have to do a lot more to get that emotion out of me this season. But a win is a win. We do not proclaim them contenders. We do not proclaim nothing other than a win is a win. That's all I got to say about that. Nice win tonight. Yes, it was. LA Mamba. Yes, it was. It was a very nice win tonight. I hope that the Lakers keep climbing and keep winning. We got a very tough schedule ahead, though, man. Like I mentioned already, right off of that break, we're going to get Timberwolves on the road and then Grizzlies here at home, followed by the Kings back-to-back on the road, and then finally the Pistons and the Warriors. So we have to keep building or we run the risk of going below 500. And if we go below 500, that's all bad. That's all bad in the Western Conference. Like, you might as well. If you go below 500, man, you might as well start trading everybody. I like this quote by Quincy Oliveri. He just had a very spectacular quote, chat. Okay, Oliveri on his first NBA bucket said, and I quote, he said, I hope it's 3 points of 50,000. I like to dream big. That kid has a player's mentality. I don't know if he's going to be good enough to be a star in this league, but if given the opportunity, who knows? I do love his defense. I think he has a nice 3-point shot. I think I want to see him play, man. I want to see him play. I think we're going to have to make a trade to open up minutes for that kid, right? Tonight he had a very nice 3. That's about all he did in the game. But it was in limited minutes, to be fair. It wasn't like he played all game long or whatever. But I will caution this. For all my people saying no LeBron and the team looks better, just remember, it was against Portland. I expected this victory tonight against Portland. There's nothing like shocking or amusing or even spectacular about this win. It's just it was a scheduled win. It would have been devastating had we lost this one. But in order to win any championship, you need players like LeBron and AD. So I will caution that to you guys, right? Because if you just like bench LeBron for the rest of the season, where do you think this team would end up? They'd probably be funner to watch only because the ball moves better, be more effective offensively and defensively. However, in the clutch, in those clutch moments when you need LeBron, you're going to miss him. I really want Quincy to have some more runs in the regular season games. Lots of potential good size for a guard. It has good defensive instincts. Facts, Prince. You know ball, my guy. You know ball. I don't want another point guard. I want Quincy to get burned. Also, Bron Reeves going to have the ball anyways. I know, but we still need backups, man. You think D'Angelo Russell can do this for us in the playoffs? No. Let me ask you this, Shando. Who would you prefer, D'Angelo Russell or Dennis Schroeder in the playoffs, in the postseason, to come off the bench? Who would you prefer? Right, I'll wait. That's all I'm saying. We also need some bench depth, and Dennis wouldn't be bad to have off the bench. Or even if he started, it wouldn't be bad. Let's see. Did I sound tired? I am, bro. I went to the gym yesterday. I was busy today. Been very, very tired. So I would appreciate if you guys hit the like button. I do appreciate it. But I'm about to have a week off. And as a matter of fact, I'm not that tired. I might even game tonight if my family wants to. We might do some zombies or something if it doesn't get too late here. The fact that people think this team is better without LeBron is hilarious. Well, define better. If we were trying to build for the future, then yes, we'd be better off. But if we're trying to win right now, no. Because we need somebody, right? We need somebody to take over. But if we're trying to build for the future, then yes, of course. Randolph, thanks so much for super chat, brother. Said, shall we revisit the trade Bron to Golden State? I'm going to drop a video on that. real soon, man. I'm not sure if Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. One of those 3 days, I will be giving you guys LeBron James trade scenarios. Doomsday scenario, if LeBron was to request a trade and, Golden State is going to be a primary suitor. I already got all kinds of packages for you guys that I'm going to revisit, like I said, either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. But for now, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't think the Lakers are going to be ballsy enough to do a rebuild right now while they have LeBron James. Like I said, I think they want to finish their relationship with him up here, and that means giving him a farewell tour. If LeBron doesn't announce he's going to retire this season, then like halfway through the year, then he'll announce it next year during the summer or something, and that'll be his farewell tour. And when that happens, I think that's when the true relationship with LeBron James will end. If the Lakers really wanted to pivot away from LeBron, they would have did it this summer, and they would have allowed him to become a free agent and go elsewhere, and then use that money to sign other free agents. But they didn't do that, which means that they most likely want LeBron to stay. The only way that'll happen, and I think a lot of longtime Laker fans will be happy about it, is if LeBron actually requested a trade. And LeBron said, you know what? Trade me and my son either to Cleveland or Golden State. I want to compete for a title, and I don't feel like this team is good enough, and Rob hasn't made any trades. If that happened, then I'm going to make a video just in case that scenario happens relatively soon here. So stay tuned for that. But it would be interesting. Like my content would spike up because I would just be so excited to make hypothetical content and just predictions, which I've been very good at predicting in the past. So let's see. Mike Angel says, do you really think Max Christie, Rui, Gabe will be better in the future? I can't rely on any of them because they haven't shown it to me consistently, Mike. So if there was a trade to be had that makes us better, then I'm doing it all day. But however, if there's a trade out there that gives us worse players, like when we traded Zubats away from Muscala, then that's counterproductive, right? We don't want to trade Rui away for a player that's not even going to produce, right? Like we're not trying to do Rui for DeAndre Jordan just because we need a big man. If the big man's not even going to play, right? So it has to be the right deal, and it has to be us improving. It can't be a lateral move either, because then it takes away from the chemistry we've already built, right? Yeah, nobody's saying that, Leon. That's what I keep telling people. Nobody's saying all that. I'm just saying, hypothetically, if he wanted to trade, then that's when it gets interesting. For now, we just hope for the best, man. James, CJ, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. He said, hey, Dan, good win by Lakers. What do you think about trading AD to OKC for one of their players and some picks after LeBron left? Man, you beat me right to the punch. That was the initial team I would have. If AD was ever to be included in the package, I'm going straight to OKC because they have a treasure trove of draft picks. And yes, I'm targeting Chet Holmgren because then they would want to pair Anthony Davis with, like, obviously Shea, Gillies, Alexander, and the rest of the core they had there. But we need a piece for the future if we trade an AD. Chet has potential for the future. He's really good when he's healthy. He's injured right now, but he's really good. So if we can bring Chet back this way in like 5 or 6 first-round picks and a couple of pick swaps, I'd do it with whatever fillers it takes to fill that up. What do I think about John Collins? I like him. I like John Collins. He would be a solid piece to get. He's not the big man I want from Utah, but I like him for sure. Appreciate you, James. Thanks for being a member, brother. I appreciate it. If Paul George requests a trade, will you be up for it? Not realistic, but just curious on what you think. No, Paul George is a shell of himself, man. He's old, bro, and he's always hurt, and he's also proven in the playoffs that he can disappear. So they call him way off P. So yeah, I don't think Paul George is what we need. If anything, we need a better defensive wing if we do trade for a wing player, right? So yeah, no. Let's see. Oliveri on split time between the Lakers and their G League team. He said, either way, I'm playing basketball in LA or in LA. So he's loving it, man. Let me tell you something about Quincy. He has the right attitude. Now, does he have the body of work? Does he have the everything else that it takes to be an NBA player? We will see when he gets opportunities. He's going to have to maximize, but yeah, it'll be interesting. Let's see. Portland wanted D'Lo, Rui, Max plus 2 first for Jeremy Grant. They have to give us two first on that trade. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Hector. They're always trying to, bro, Hector. They're always trying to rip off the Lakers every chance they get. And so this is why Rob hasn't really made a lot of trades. I will say that I'm not giving him an excuse for not making any deals, but I'm saying I'd rather no deals than a bad deal. I'm tired of bad deals. We had it with Russell Westbrook. We did a bad deal. We paid the price. Can't do that anymore, right? We only have a limited amount of assets, so we have to be smart with these assets moving forward. Like James Worthy said, never happened getting beaten more 2 games in a row. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Let's see. Do you think DeJounte Murray will be available again? He's just coming off of an injury. At this point, why would we want a player that's coming off of an injury? We have plenty of injured players on the current roster right now. So since we have so many current players on the roster, trading for other, guys like Zion and DeJounte just coming off of injuries, I think I'm good. And as you can see, man, the Pelicans are done. All those injuries have did them in. I think we'd be bailing out some of these teams by helping them out and taking off some of them hefty contracts that are hurt, potentially for some young draft picks or some young players. So there's no rumor you should believe right now, Shan, because the real rumors will start after December 15th. That's when like 90% of the league becomes available for trade. The thing about Lakers ownership is they are too friendly with the management. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's one of the downfalls of Jeannie. And remember, Kobe Bryant, before he passed, God rest his soul, he told Jeannie she got to be like the mother dragons, more cutthroat. And that is why Jeannie was able to fire her brother. But she got to be like that all the time, not just with family. She got to be like that with Rob, with everybody. I'm still hurt that Magic quit so early. I wish he was still there so that he could have, had more of a say. I think eventually he would have won the front office over. Because Jeannie should trust Magic more than Rob. She's had a friendship and a relationship with him since he was drafted on the Lakers. Let's see. Vando needs to be gone. Can't stay healthy. Why we keep the guy ridiculous 2 years now? No games. Fam, here's the thing. Lakers have given out some bad contracts lately. Max Christie hasn't given us enough production to justify his contract recently. Vando, as soon as he got an extension, he hasn't played. Rui, he had a great game tonight, but he's been inconsistent, so even he hasn't been worth the contract. D'Lo, well, he opted in, so we didn't have an option there. And Gabe Vincent's 3-year deal now is looking bad now because of the limited production he gives. So there's a lot of front office stuff that hasn't went our way, and therefore putting more of a spotlight on Rob, right? Jeannie, no offense, get your job from passing her body. Stop it, bro. Don't disrespect like that. You don't know that. You don't know that. Is it probably with that's all hearsay, man. Probably with Jeannie is she hires her friends over qualified guys. Yeah. I just, you know what? I just don't think I honestly don't think that she knows too much about basketball, because if she did, she'd be more involved. I think she likes the business. Remember, from the moment she came in, she was like doing accounting and stuff like that. I think she likes it. I think she likes the environment, the fact that her family runs the organization. But there's other shareholders who have a say in stuff too. That's why there's so many voices and the rumors you always hear that there was some pushback on this trade or on that trade. And it doesn't help that your majority owner doesn't know too much about ball other than what players she thinks is cute or whatnot, right? If she knew a little bit more about ball, I think she would be more hands-on. And I think that's what Laker fans want Jeannie to be. Laker fans want Jeannie Buss to be hands-on, like Dr. Buss was. And so since she's not really like that, they critique her and they say she's too nice and to this and to that. But the truth of the matter, she's not a basketball person. She's a person that's in basketball who's not a basketball person. So she hired somebody who she trusts. And God knows what type of vision Rob Pelinka has sold Jeannie Buss. But eventually, that vision starts to fade and the truth gets exposed, and that is when she has to fire him, right? I think that vision faded a long time ago because I do recall Rob Pelinka saying that they were going to build a team that was going to win multiple championships. Until now, that hasn't happened. Outside of 2020, they haven't won a single thing or even been close. The closest was getting swept in the Western Conference by the Denver Nuggets. So we'll see what happens moving forward. Guys, going to wrap it up for me. Please don't forget to hit the like button, guys. I do appreciate it. Subscribe if you already haven't. Got lots more basketball content coming, and things are only going to ramp up as we get closer to the trade deadline. So keep it locked for all things Lakers and more. Some surprise segments coming up, stuff like that. So stay tuned, man. Happy holidays, guys. Enjoy your week. You guys will see me pop up both here and on playback from time to time. So stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys real soon, maybe even as soon as tomorrow for NBA Weekly. All right. Enjoy, guys. Have a good night. Peace.